Good evening, family. I pray that all is well with you. How are you guys doing? I am doing pretty good. I am relaxing on my patio this evening. The sun has ceased and it's really cool and kind of windy, so I'm out just getting a little bit of fresh air. Had a busy day on the inside, and so it's kind of cool out here now, so I wanted to come out and just get some of this fresh air, some of this wind. It feels really good. But I wanted to take a moment and come on and talk about something for a few minutes. Um, those of you who were paying attention know that last week, I think it was last week, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, celebrated her 70th year jubilee over in England. And the strange thing about it, I call it strange. I guess some would say it's not really strange. We still got a ways to go, but I want to talk about it for a minute because it just, I don't know, it still kind of confuses me at this day and time that we still have so many of our people who either not aware or they are aware and they just don't care. I don't know. But many of us are still participating heavily in our own oppression. And I just wanted to talk about it for a minute. I have a video here. Dr. Umar Johnson is going to articulate just this topic. It's just it's just so sad. I wonder, how do we ever expect to free ourselves if we're going to continue to participate in what keeps us enslaved? I'm going to let you listen to him, but first I want to ask you to go ahead and click like and subscribe and share. And I'm going to ask you to do that ahead of time, because when you do click like, more people can see the video. And so I wanted to go ahead and say that ahead of time. But I'm going to go ahead and let you hear Dr. Umar and what he has to say about the black people and all people. I say black people. You guys know we're not black, but I use that term because many resonate and understand. But many of us all over the world still celebrate that which has been treacherous to our people for centuries. And this is a good example of, how we're still participating in our own suffering, pain and suffering. So I'm going to play this video, and I just want you to listen to it here and just let the words marinate. And I tell you, he can articulate it better than I can. He nails it, actually. So listen to what Dr. Umar has to say about our people all over the planet celebrating that which we should be condemning. Listen up. Bear with me.
I am at a loss to understand why Africans in the UK. I'm at a loss to understand why Africans in the Caribbean islands. I'm at a loss to understand why Africans in America and around the world, are celebrating 70 years of British white supremacy, imperialism, and African domination symbolized by Queen Elizabeth II. I'm trying to understand why any African on the planet Earth would be celebrating the British monarchy. The British monarchy more than any other European family. The British monarchy more than any other enslaver of African people is responsible for the greatest number of enslaved Africans. They are responsible for the greatest burden that slavery put on the backs of African people. Why in the hell are we celebrating the face of white supremacy? For those of you who do not know, when the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the greatest Pan-Africanist of all time and the greatest human organizer in world history, when the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the greatest Pan-Africanist of all time and the greatest organizer in human history, when the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the greatest Pan-Africanist of all time and the greatest human organizer in history, when he brought forth the largest black organization in modern history, the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League in 1914. At the time Garvey founded the UNIAACL, the British Empire controlled 25% of the world's population. I want to say this again. I need you to understand, overstand, and understand me. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. When Garvey created the UNIAACL, the British Empire controlled 25% of the entire population of the planet Earth. When the most honorable Marcus Garvey held his first international convention of the African peoples of the world at Madison Square Garden in August of 1920. During the first Great Garvey Convention in New York City during Leo's season of 1920, the British Empire controlled 25% of all the land and the resources on the planet Earth. I need us to understand this. The greatest enslaver of African people was the British Empire. The greatest dominator of African people was the British Empire. The greatest thief and exploiter and monopolizer and controller of African resources was the British Empire. So can somebody help me understand why any African on the face of the earth would be celebrating the monarchy of a woman who, during her reign as the Queen of England and the monarch of the British Empire since the age of 26, June 6, 1952, Queen Elizabeth II was on the throne when Dedan Kimathi of the Kenyan Land and Freedom Army was assassinated. Let me say this again, because y'all don't understand, overstand, and understand the Prince of Pan-Africanism right now. When Dedan Kimathi was executed in 1957, when Dedan Kimathi was fighting the British for control of the land of Kenya, Queen Elizabeth II was on the throne. Dedan Kimathi was executed upon the permission and authority of Queen Elizabeth II. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown under the authority of Queen Elizabeth II. Chris Hani of South Africa was likely executed under the authority of Queen Elizabeth II. Steve Biko's murder, Robert Sobukwe's incarceration and untimely death, all under the authority of the Queen of England. celebrate. But
Okay.
Nigerian
So much. There's so much more. That's just
resource.
that doesn't even tip the bucket. That's just a small bit of information pertaining to all of the evil, all of the corruption and the murder and the slaughter and the stealing, the burglary, you know, the pillaging, the rape, all of the evil that this monarchy has bestowed upon my people, people who look like me. And the fact that we still just don't get it. We many of our people just still don't get it, you know, and it's really sad. It's really sad because we're the only people that will sing and dance a jig for our enemy. We're the only people that loves our enemy more than we love ourselves. At least that's what we display collectively. Many of our people. There's a select few of us that we ain't having it, but there's too many of us that still participate in our own demise. And it's time out for it, family. We need to educate ourselves, and we need to we have to change that. We have to stop that foolishness. It's a sickness. It's a mental illness. I tell you, I had a friend back home I was talking to the other day on the telephone, a couple of days ago actually. And I asked her how was she doing, you know. I asked her how was she doing. And I asked her how was the family. And she said, oh, we're doing pretty good. She said, you know, my daughter Betty just flew in a couple of days ago back from England. She, you know, she works for one of the major TV stations. And I say, yes, I'm aware. So what happened in England? Well, she went over to observe and participate in the Queen's Jubilee. And she said it proudly, very proudly. Now, she really didn't realize who she was talking to. and quite naturally, I was not going to, you know, be disrespectful or ugly toward her. I just said, oh, okay. I didn't applaud it because I couldn't do it in good faith. I couldn't applaud that in good faith. But I wasn't rude or anything. I just said, oh, okay. Well, that's nice, you know. And that's all I could say. And I thought that was quite nice to say in spite of what I really wanted to say. But many of our people still don't get it. We still don't realize how much participation we're involved in keeping our people collectively under their feet. And those of us who do get it, it's sickening to many of us, because we, you know, when as they continue to participate and be okay with this foolishness, and you know, they not only are they still hurting themselves, but they're also hurting those of us who know better and who, you know, we're ready to do what we got to do, you know. But Dr. Umar he said it blatantly. He even articulated, you know, many of the evils that they have done to our people, and they still do. And even to some of their own, if they decide they want to support us. So I don't know. You know, it is what it is. We still got a ways to go. But I want to remind you, family, you know, many times we are our own worst enemy. And when all we got to do is just stand up and say no more. You got to remember, this is our planet. We are the first beings on this planet. All of those jewels and artifacts and all of that they own now, they have hidden away over in England and wherever else they got it tucked away. All of that belonged to our ancestors. All of those jewels it was our ancestors that walked around drenched in gold and and kings and queens. We were kings and queens. It was us, our ancestors, that they bowed down to. There's footage. If you dig deep enough, you'll find it. And you ain't got to go far nowadays. You don't have to go far because the photos are out, where they were bowing down to our people. And many of them still do in secrecy. They do. Don't make me get technical. Don't make me break it down. Because I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. You're capable of looking all of this up yourself. It's so in our face today, but I just want to say, family, we gotta wake up. I've told a friend of mine last year, actually, they were putting on all their green for St. Patrick's Day, and you got your green on, Valerie? I say, green for what? Green for what? It's St. Patrick's Day. I said, girl, don't get me agitated today. And I just had to tell her, no, I'm not wearing any green for something. Why would I do that? Why would I celebrate the slaughter of my people? But so, and you guys can research that too. I mean, it's just so much evil that has been done to us over the years, centuries and centuries, that to not know our history is so detrimental and so dangerous. Guys, we gotta research, and we gotta get rid of fear and take that. Don't make me say it, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking. Get that image out of our head that we gotta worship people who don't look like us. That programming that's been, bestowed upon us. We got to get rid of that. So I just wanted to mention that to you because it's fresh, really. This just took place the other day, and I shake my head because my people, many of us still just don't get it. I'd be darned if I'm going to pay for a ticket to fly over there and celebrate somebody who's murdered, millions and billions of my people. I want to say more, but I won't. But anyway, educate yourself, family. Get the information. Wake up out of the slumber. Wake up, wake up and kill the fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. We are on top of the world. And if it doesn't look like it, we're going to fake it till we make it. We on top of the world. We're going to speak it because we're getting there. We're there, but it'll look like it soon. So anyway, I just wanted to bring this topic to the forefront, and it's just something that, again, it's kind of agitating. And of course, I don't dwell on it because I'm not going to do anything that's going to lower my vibration. But I am going to teach it. I'm going to remind those of my people that need to be reminded. And, we're going to talk about it because this is what this channel does. It's to help my people in any way that I can. So let's wake up, family. Let's get it together. Let's help each other. Each one reach one. As Kalia always says, Kalia Munra, each one teach one. Now I sometimes say reach one. But anyway, let's fix ourselves. I appreciate you coming on just to watch this video. It's important to me that I keep these issues in our face. And I appreciate you coming on to check this video out. I want to say again, like the video. If it resonated with you, if anything that I talk about resonates with you in any way, please subscribe if you haven't already, and share. I appreciate that so much. I'm gonna sign out now. And I'm going to say assalamu alaikum to you, namaste, and ashe. I love you, my people. You know that. So just always know that. I love you so much. Peace to you, and have a wonderful rest of this evening. Have a good night, too. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.